They try to erase the signal. They pulled the plug, demonetized, censored, shadow banned. That's what they did to us. But the truth, my friend, will always find the frequency. I call this Operation Airwave Liberation because I'm not just back, I'm broadcasting from ruined. But this time, the airwaves is mine. And this time, it's uncensored. I watched them strip everything that we built. No warning, no explanation, silence, just taking everything away. 300 plus videos, deleted, all gone. And if you think this is about community guidelines, you've not been paying attention. This is a war. This is a digital gulag dressed in a terms of service type of way. They want us gone because we're saying things that they don't like. Maybe we're asking questions because we're curious, they don't like the questions we're asking. Or maybe we refuse to play nice in this echo chamber that we're in. They first hit me with the algorithm, the video is not getting enough views. Then they hit me with the monetization, well, no money for you. But guess what? They forgot to hit my will. They thought that'll be enough, it's gonna cave and it's gonna run away. But guess what I did? I rebuilt, I rewired, I learned the game behind the curtains and see how they operate. I'm not just back. We're launching Operation Airwave Liberation. No filters, no masters, just signals. The signal they tried to block, but this time is very strong. The wind can't even penetrate through this. This, my friend, isn't just about me. It's about all of us. Every single voice that's been cancelled, clipped and used in a wrong way by the media. From now on moving forward, I'm not just creating content anymore. I'm sorry. I'm building a resistance. On camera, off grid, and above the algorithm. And if you are watching this, you are the resistance. This channel isn't just a platform. This is a broadcast tower for the truth. I'm glad I'm back.
You are listening to The Baraka Show.
Seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show again. As you already know, this is not regular broadcast. This is the Baraka Show. The nation needs to know the information I'm about to spread to you today. Oh God, I think we are a rich country, but we spend our money. It's like we have a black hole. We really do, and we just spend our money there. We just drop it there. Oh God, we need to talk about these stuff. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Man, it's too hot in this room. Don't know what's going on. I had to take off my blazer. Couldn't handle this. Maybe it could be just the heat of the stories today. But I am extremely hot. I don't think I'm gonna drink tea today, no. But guys, we're going to cover a lot of stuff today. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whatever you're receiving us. We're coming to you live from Greater Manchester, United Kingdom. We're going to talk about important stuff today. A lot of important, we always talk about important stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. First, we're going to talk about Birmingham. Birmingham City Council has spent over 1.3 billion. It's important you know what they spend their money on. It's important you know where this money goes. It's important we talk about this. And we're also going to talk about Keir Starmer. Despite all the media reporting, despite all the police report telling us that X only contributes 1% when it comes to grooming or when it comes to, sexual exploitation in the UK. Despite all those reports, Keir Starmer still wants to investigate X. He still wants to ban it. Yeah, there's probably a lot of reason why for him that he wants to ban it. They first said, hey, they're putting me in the bikini, they're putting girls in the bikini, which obviously is something that I totally do not support. trying to put girls in a bikini using that grok. No, it's not good. But there's other apps like Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, which are so sexualized, which are used to groom and to sexually exploit kids. But Keir Starmer doesn't want to look at that. He still wants to ban X. He still wants to investigate X. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Lucy Connolly, yeah, the woman, the infamous woman who was jailed for a post. She has been warned by by her probational officer that she could return to prison. She could return to prison because, guess what? She reposted a tweet about Keir Starmer. Yeah, that's why she might return back to prison. It's crazy, folks. I don't know where we are today. It's insane. We're also going to talk about the French government have banned Danny Tomo from stopping the boats. Yeah, we give these guys millions and millions and millions of pounds every year. One in, one out deal to stop the boats. But Danny Tomo has made a mission to go out there and stop the boats by himself. But no, he has been banned from essentially going to France ever again. It's crazy. Crazy. Now, talking about authoritarian and talking about dictatorship, Keir Starmer has decided to ban this woman, Eva, from entering the country. Is insane. We need to talk about it. This Dutch political commentator, she spoke at the last rally, at Tommy Robinson's last rally, United Kingdom, September 13th. She spoke there, and she was talking about remigration, and I think she was scheduled to speak again the next event that's coming up in May. Apparently she's not allowed to come into the country. You want to know why? It's crazy. I want to tell you, it's insane the reason why she can't enter the country anymore. But there's one individual who's about to speak in the UK today. There's one individual who's about to enter the country. He's going on a tour. That guy is allowed, but this girl is not allowed. We're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about why this is the new normal now in the UK. If you question migration, if you question anything to do with illegals, yeah, you're basically not allowed into the country. Or if you are already in the country, you'll be arrested. That's where we are today. And the last one, we're going to talk about this new party, this new baby blue party. It goes by the name of Reform, but actually it needs to rebrand itself and call itself conservative. Or maybe they should just break down the Reform Party and they should just join the Conservative, because since they're recruiting everybody, they might as well just join. You know what I mean? Nigel Farage might as well just join. Or Nigel Farage might as well just recruit Kemi Bednock and just run with it, because it looks like that's the way. And we're also going to tell you who Nigel Farage is looking to vote for him as well, which sort of group he has picked among all the little inclines that we have in the country. Nigel Farage has picked one group, and he's been campaigning about, for this group is right, apparently. And we're gonna show you those people. It looks like we are seeing the Labour Party methods of voting grabbing in the Reform UK. They're literally doing exactly the same thing now. They're picking sides. They're like, yeah, I like this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I like this country. I'm gonna put the flag on my back. Yeah, so they can like me as well. It's insane. We need to talk about it. All right, folks. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. So let's get straight into this. Folks, I am really hot, man. I don't know what's going on here. Should I just go get changed? I am extremely hot. This thing is freaking warm as well. Give me a second. Let me go get another. I need to get another coat of this, another bottle of this. This one is warm. I don't know why it's warm. It's extremely hot in this room. So we're gonna go on a break already. Let's go on a break. And let me get another bottle, a cold one. Yeah, by the way, we need to get these guys to sponsor me. I drink their water. I literally got a keg of these guys in the back. It's like I drink these guys all the time.
We need to get these guys to sponsor me because I always have it in the back or I always have it around. I always drink it, so we might as well get these guys sponsoring us. But guys, I know it's not something you want to see, especially at the start of the show. But I need to go get water because I'm going to be talking for a long while. I got a lot of stories that I need to break down to you today. So it's important for me to get something to keep myself hydrated. But yeah, let's go into a quick break and I'll be back, all right? This is your frontline on information war. We're building something big here. I don't know if you know, but the amount of things I'm going to announce to you next year is going to be insane. We got so many stuff that will be happening next year in God's grace, for sure. Put God in front of it. So, and for us to get to do those stuff, this show has to grow. It has to grow to the point where it can fund those activities. It can fund the travel back and forth. It can do that. I don't know if you guys know, but we were demonetized for 9 months this year. So we basically have not made anything from YouTube. Okay, some might argue, yeah, you got the monetization in September. Okay, September 17th, to be correct. Okay, then obviously 17th, we didn't make anything in September then. So we made October, November, and obviously December. And those are like tipping toeing numbers, like where it's like a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. Those things only cover a trip to London. Never mind going on back. Never mind taking the team. Never mind upgrading the software. Never mind in paying the subscription to keep the channel going. No. So I need your support. If you like what we do here and you feel like, yeah, I like what this guy is doing. I resonate with his message. I resonate with what he stands for. I would like to see him go on. I would like to see him stand strong. Please help. Because next year is going to be huge. It's going to be big. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is your frontline on information.
You are listening to The Baraka Show.
All right, we're back, folks. Okay, we got a cold one this one. Super cold. It's good. All right. So let's get into these stories, folks. Let's get into these stories. Which one should we start with? I think it's important to talk about the Birmingham story. This one is huge. Not many people are covering it. I don't know why. It's so hard to schedule these stories. You know when you're preparing for stories, folks, you're looking for other sites and you're thinking, okay, cool. Let's see who else has reported on this. All right, which articles? Who has done a heavy investigative type of work on this topic, so I can get myself educated on this before I go live. I'm trying to prepare this. I'm thinking, hey, why is nobody talking about? Why is it so hard? Which article should I read that gives me more broader understanding? And it's so hard to find anything. You basically have to connect the dot by yourself, and you have to read something that was published in like 2015. Then you have to read something that was published maybe 2020, and then today you got a little bit of information, but then you try to connect it together, and then you realize, oh, this guy was fired. Why was he fired? Because some corruption was going on. And you're thinking, okay, if that guy was fired because of corruption, this year was reported this and this was reported, that means something crazy is still going on. And you gotta do a lot of thinking by yourself, which obviously that's something you gotta do anyway. But when you're about to report stupid stuff, it's very easy to find sources and find references and find people that you can quote, because the media is always ready to report stupid stuff like, hey, a woman can be a boy, hey, this. There's so many academic studies, hey. But when it's real information, it's very hard. It's like it's kept closed. It's like it's redacted. Yeah, all black. You won't even read anything. But for the little information I have for you guys, let's talk about this. So, according to the Freedom of Information request, we're talking about Birmingham here. We're talking about the Birmingham Council. As you already know, Birmingham in 2023, they effectively fired for bankruptcy. Yeah. Bankruptcy, they fired for bankruptcy. That was crazy, right? It's insane. Now, if the Saudis wanted to buy Birmingham, they could. Maybe they did. But yeah, they basically filed themselves for bankruptcy. Now, the reason why that was is because they had a lot of these stuff that they were doing. They had this equal payment liability that spiraled into millions of pounds. I don't know what the heck is that equal payment stuff for. And they had a failed Oracle. So they had this Oracle company, which a lot of people use to basically help them manage software, manage finance, or manage a lot of stuff. I mean, Oracle is a big company now. They are basically growing into everything. So Birmingham Council got Oracle in that system, the IT system, and they didn't know how to use it. So staff didn't know how to how to control the software, where to see where money is going. They didn't know how to use the Oracle IT system that they got. So they didn't know where the money is going. So they were paying stuff twice. Maybe they were sending more money than they should have. So they didn't know what was going on. So they had that. And they had inadequate housing services, which authority flagged as like inadequate, obviously inadequate. They flagged as inadequate. And then they also had failures in children's and family services, meaning benefits and all the cool, schools and stuff. And the last one, the last reason why they also fired for bankruptcy was years of mismanagement and ignored warning. So basically, they were in denial of the ship going to hit the ice. They were in denial that, hey, this black hole, it won't get bigger. They just keep going. Then 2023, they filed for bankruptcy, and of course, the whole country was like, hey, what the heck is going on? Everybody reacted. Everyone made a report, but they didn't really dig in. Now, more information have come out. Now, from 2020 till 2025, they spent 1.3 billion. I think it's not from 2020. Let me just double check my sources here. Let me just double check. Oh, yes, exactly. From 2020 till 2025. So last year, they spent 1.3 billion pound. And you might be thinking, okay, Barack, yeah, that money must be going somewhere to fix this black hole of theirs, to get the economy back on feet, right? To get the services back on feet. Because I mean, Birmingham has like over 700 statutory services that cannot be shut down. 700 services that cannot, it's like very essential. You can't shut it down. So you'd think, all right, cool. 1.3 billion pounds. I mean, where's that going? Who's getting this? All right. So this is where the money went. Okay, let me try to break it down with a serious face here, folks. I need to break this down with like a serious face. Serious, all right? Do I look serious? I do? All right, cool. Let's break this down serious. Let me put a chart here. This is after a freedom of, of request. So this is where the money went. Now look, they spent... So in 2020, 2022, so 2020 to 2021, they spent 17 million into consulting and advisory services. Fuck knows what they gain advice from. Like, for what? I don't know. Maybe they're being advised. Okay, whatever. They spent 17 million. Just this consultants and advisory went up. So this is basically year after year. So from 2020 to 2021, 2021 to 2022, 2022 to 2023, same thing to 2025. Okay, so yearly. And you can see the graph here. You can see it clearly that so much money was spent on a lot. Like, look, recruitment got 76 million pound. I mean, who are they recruiting? Agencies, interim services. What do you mean interim services? What, are you trying something out to figure out if it's gonna work? No. Okay. And it's not tiny money. This is big money. All this is in millions. Obviously, apart from the 2020 2024 to 2025 because, of course, they didn't have enough money. But even here, staff training and development, they were spending millions. What are they training staff for? Training for what? Marketing, advertising, and publicity. 1.8 million in 2020. 2022, 2 million. 2022, 4 million. 2023, 1 million. And of course, 2024 to 2025, obviously, this is after they declared themselves bankrupts. Now, here's the important, you have to know when a company declares it, when a company finally opens up its eyes and realize that they are going down, which the reason why I'm saying company is because these things, they should be run like companies, right? They are companies, basically. Now, look at which one service or which one category of the money that they used to spend before and how much they started spending after they declared themselves in bankrupts. Now, so you see this consulting and advisory, right, services, they were spending £17 million. Consulting could be they have a guy, they go to that guy and he consults them and they pay him money. And they could have hundreds of consultants around, right? It's not just one consulting company. There could be so many. Advisory services. It could be so many advisory services. Maybe one guy might set up an advisory services. He might lobby through the government, through the councils, and then boom, you might get a contract. Boom, now he's a so-called what would you call it? Subcontractors, maybe. So they'll get the contract, or maybe they'll get some work with them, and they were spending £17 million on this stuff in 2020 and 2021. 17 again the next year. 10 million this time. And it went down to 8 million 2024 to 2025. Now they're not spending as much there. Now look at legal fees. That went up to 23. You want to know why? People need to fight for their lives, right? You know what I mean? Like people, like look. It just went as soon as they see. Here's probably when they start. I think 2020 to 2022. That's when they start realizing, oh shit, man, we're going down. So we need to rack up some legal services here. We need to start spending money for lawyers to tell us where we messed up. And then the legal fee went from 5 million to 9 million, 9 million, 19, 23. They are spending money to learn what they did wrong. And guess what? The thing that was not important went down from 17 to 8 million. This should have been like this in the first place. We have to tell the government how to start running the stuff. I think they run the governments like they're the one that are making the money. They forget that the people are the ones who are putting the money forward for these guys to spend like this. But they forget that, and they just spend it around. Oh, God. And by the way, we had to get this information. Not me. Somebody else did the work. I don't know if it was him, but he's doing an amazing work from Tower Hamlet. He's exposing some corruption in Tower Hamlet. I think my team and we're going to get in touch with him so we can get him on a podcast. But he's doing a phenomenal job exposing Tower Hamlet corruption. I don't know if he's the one that got this freedom of information request, but this has to people had to go reach out and be like, hey, could you show us where you spent your money? Because they were not going to show us. They're not going to come out here and be like, hey guys, we spent so much money on consultants. Hey guys, we spent so much money on recruitment and agencies. You know what they do? A guy could set up an agency. Random guy could set up an agency and be like, okay, I'm going to set up an agency and my number one customer is trying to get that council to give me a contract. And once they get it, instantly. Just like these little migrants hotel that we've seen around. The migrant hotel is basically the same thing. A guy could come, have an hotel or have a place, turn it into HMO, turn it into multiple occupancy house, and get a contract with the government. If you can house 15 people in there or 20 people, oh, 20 people, that's a lot for HMOs. If you can house like 6 people, 9 people, well, he's gonna, and if he gets the contract with the government and he can house illegals, he's gonna make enormous amount of money compared to if he was trying to go through all the normal route of trying to find occupants to take, to be housed in that in the place. So all these services are being provided by normal individuals who are just making money. And the government is the one that's deciding who they're going to give money. And this is where the fraud takes place, folks. This is where the fraud takes place. Because Tower Hamlet right now, they're being investigated for fraud. Multiple people have been fired in Tower Hamlet because so much money has been spent. They didn't tell us how much money in Tower Hamlet. They said significant amounts. And you know what that means. That's in millions. Nothing like that has come out from Birmingham yet. Especially if they've declared themselves bankrupt in 2023. I think we need to investigate. Where did the money go? Don't just tell me mismanagement. Who received the money? Which subcontractor received the most money? Does he have anybody that works within the government? How did he land the contract? Did he land the contract because he's the best in the area? Or he landed the contract because his brother was in charge? Or maybe his relative was in charge or something. This is what's going on in Minnesota. This is what's going on in Tower Hamlet right now. Multiple people have been fired. That's according to the police report. Not me. Not just me making it up. According to the police, multiple people have been fired in Tower Hamlet. And this is the information coming out from Birmingham. This is a big deal, folks. We need to look into this. That's a lot of money. I'm not from Birmingham. But hey, that money could have been sent somewhere else where people from Brum would have loved to have it being invested into their neighborhood. Because, bro, they can't even sort out their bins. Their bins, look, they can't even fix their bin. But somehow they can spend millions, £1 billion, and they can't fix the bins? What you mean? Where's the money going? You can't tell me you can't hire like hundreds of people to do the bins. Okay, all right, I get it. The unions is fighting. The unions is going back and forth with you guys. I understand. But if you're willing to spend this amount of money, you should fix the bins as well, right? You should be able to fix the bins like this, easy. But yeah, this is huge. This is huge, folks. And there is more. There is more I want to go through. I want to go through with you today. It's freaking insane. It's insane. We need one guy to go to Birmingham and look at these, like, fully. We need someone. This is the thing. I think this is something that I wouldn't mind doing this. I actually wouldn't mind doing this. I wouldn't. We need somebody to look at these consulting and advising services, pin down who received it, where these guys are located, and go and see if that business exists. Because that's what Nick Shirley did in Minnesota. He looked at where the money is coming, the government, okay, where they're paying, who's receiving, and what the business is, and where they're registered, and you go there to try to see if they exist. And every single time when he did that, the daycare business did not exist. There was not any kid. So somebody needs to do exactly this. I'm not saying I'm not saying that they don't exist, but I'm saying we need to know. I mean, what kind of consultant do Birmingham Council really need? Just run the council, bro. If you know what you're doing, what do you mean you need consultant? You got the job, all right. Run it. Run the business. Make sure people's bins are picked up on time. Make sure the lights are on, make sure the roads is good, make sure the schools are good, make sure stuff is running properly, buses are on time, just make sure everything is right, and make sure we get investment coming in back and forth so people can get jobs and stuff. Just make sure that's all. And of course, obviously, it's not that easy. But this much money going to consulting and advisory, then recruitment, receiving £76 million. What? Who are you recruiting? And how much salary are they getting? This is crazy, folks. So, yeah, we're not going to bang on this drum for too long. But yeah, Birmingham, we need to look into it. We need to look into it, folks. We need to look into Birmingham, folks. Now I wanna switch the story to something else. It's not just Birmingham. There's a lot of councils. Newham Council has paid over £160 million to who? To redacted individuals. You and I will not be able to know who these guys are because Newham Council says we're gonna pay £160 million to these individuals and we're gonna redact it. So you and I will never get to know. We can get to the story right now. There's a lot of fraud going on here, man. It's insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, should we talk about this? Why are they redacting these individuals? Why are they hiding them? 5 individuals receiving what? How much? £160 million? And their names is redacted? What the how? Who are these 5 people? It's crazy, folks. It's insane. The fraud out there is bigger. It gets bigger and bigger every day. It gets bigger and bigger every day. So we can talk about it a lot. We can talk about it. But we're gonna have to move on. We don't want to be talking about fraud. We're gonna get pissed off because obviously a lot of you guys, a lot of us, we work very hard. And every single penny that we have in our banks or in our wallet is because we worked so hard for it. But when you look at the other side and you see people just receiving £160 million and their names is redacted, the reason is unknown. Why? So yeah, that's I don't want to piss you off already. We just got started here. Tower Hamlet, obviously, I just showed you what Tower Hamlet are doing. There's teeth. That investigation has teeth, given that so many people have been fired in Tower Hamlet. That the situation is very it's very stark. It's a stark warning, and I think we need to investigate every single council, bro. We need to do it. Now let's move into the next story. So Kistama has kept his. Oh God. Kistama has kept his foot on the gas. He says he's not going to change his mind. He's not going to change his mind. Why? Because of course he feels like, this app X needs to be banned in the UK, and he's not changing his mind no matter what you say to you tell him. No matter what you say to him, Kistama doesn't want to change his mind. He says that X will still be investigated. It doesn't matter if they've told Grok to stop making the images, to stop turning girls into bikini, to stop putting girls into bikini. It doesn't matter. He's gonna still investigate into X to try block it, to try lock it, to try ban it, to try discard it, to try break it down. Now, despite all the information that has come out showing us that actually the one app that maybe we should look at regarding child safety, regarding sexual exploitation and online safety, all the reports, including the police report, everyone, you don't have to look hard for you to know which app needs to go first. It's not X, because if you look at the situation about grooming online, X is at the very bottom. Now, maybe they contribute 1%. Maybe none. Actually, none. Grooming gang, none. Grooming offenses, none. None that's been reported from X. But Facebook, 9%. Grooming offenses has been, Facebook has contributed 9%. Instagram has also contributed 9%. So, of course, those two are basically owned by the same guy, Meta, Facebook. So they're big. Now, the next one is WhatsApp, 9% as well. That's also owned by Meta, Facebook. So basically, we need to go out there and we need to look at this Mark Zuckerberg guy because, he has two big businesses in the UK, Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. So, but all of them contribute 9%. That's huge if you add them all together. But the biggest one that contributes the most than any other ones is Snapchat, which contributes more than 40%. And when it comes to to police cases, contribute more than 54%. That's a lot. That's so much. So if you're looking at the app to block, if you're looking at an app to restrict its usage among the population, then you have to look at Snapchat. Oh, maybe you're not trying to protect the women, or maybe you're not trying to protect the young kids and stuff. Maybe you just want to ban X because you hate it. You just want to ban X because you hate the fact that people can go there and say what they want. Well, not anymore, because of course you've been arresting a lot of them. But now you just want to remove it. Straight away, you want to just take it away. So it's crazy to see that Keir Starmer has kept his team. And by the way, this team cost a lot of money to keep on this, investigating into X. Even though the numbers show that, hey, there's other apps that we should prioritize. There's other apps that we should get this investigating team to look at. But here's Keir Starmer. Here's Keir Starmer telling us how disgusting it is and how quick this perceived problem of his needs to be fixed or solved.
It's disgraceful. It's disgusting. And it's not to be tolerated. X has got to get a grip of this. And Ofcom have full support to take action in relation to this. This is wrong. It's unlawful. We're not going to tolerate it. I've asked for all options to be on the table. It's disgusting. And X need to get their act together, and we will take action on this because it's simply not tolerable.
Yeah, of course. I agree. When obviously if a guy is out there, or the perverts online, or maybe some people want to do as a joke, but I don't think it's funny. If you try to put a woman or someone, including Keir Starmer, if you try to put them in a bikini, I think that's not good. That's not appropriate. But he's trying to use this as a reason why we should ban X. Okay. All right, I understand. Now, X listened to your inquiry. X communicated with us and said, hey, we're going to ban it, we're going to stop it. And guess what? You can't put people in the bikini anymore because X has stopped. But, okay, so they've removed the reason why you wanted to ban it. They've gave you no reason. There's no reason now. But somehow you still want to investigate. You still want to keep digging. For what? You want to manufacture some other consent for you to ban this? Because you are so reluctant to taking the freedom of speech away? I mean, this guy is honestly... I don't know how this guy sleeps at night. I honestly don't. This guy will keep on... He will just take every single thing away. Because nowadays, you can't really say anything you want in the pub because somehow someone will hear you and they'll report you to the manager and the manager will kick you out. So they've removed that part. And the pub is really a place where people go and spend time. There's a pub near my place. I don't go there often, but whenever my little brother's here, I go there to play darts with him. I go there to play, pool with him because I'm a real shotter, I go there to play pool with him. Maybe we sit and we listen to the country music and we watch some news, whatever is played on the TV. That's a place a lot of people go there to refresh, maybe get out the house, They go there, maybe get a little pint and chill out for a bit. And as men, we talk without filters and we say random stuff. But they've removed that freedom away. Because nowadays, you're going to see somebody who's working there. Man, I can't describe how they might look. But somebody who's working there might hear you saying something. And then they might be offended. And somehow you might be discarded away from that pub. That was removed now. He's removed that away. Okay, cool. He's removed the freedom of us to just, hey, I don't push for this. But this Online Safety Act, yeah, it has made all these men who do wrong stuff. Watching pornography is wrong. I don't like it. But there's other guys who use it to cool off. Whatever. That's been taken away. I actually, that one, I'm actually in agreement with that. All right, it's good to take that away. We could take, we can take OnlyFans down as well. But anyway, I'm not going to vouch for all this. Freedom of speech, I guess. Go do whatever you want. But okay. Now, the only platform that we have where you and I can go there and bash K-Stam on his failure. You and I can go and talk and laugh about how we captured Maduro. You and I can go and laugh about the EU, how they got slapped with a tariff and they had to go and watch Donald Trump play golf so they can get a deal with him. We can laugh at them. You and me, you and I can go on X and laugh about the failure of the Labour Party. Or we can even go and laugh about the Tories. The fact that they have nobody anymore. The fact that everyone's been recruited to reform. Soon, maybe Kemi Badenoch might join. We can go and laugh about this. He wants to remove that platform away. Under the disguise of saving the children. Tackling sexual harassment online. But then there's an app called Snapchat which is contributing to more of these problems that you're trying to tackle. But you're doing nothing about it. Or maybe I should say there's a grooming gang that's going on right now. Which obviously, of course, the whole of your cabinet turned a blind eye. Including the safeguarding minister, whatever she's called. What's her name? Jesse Phillip. So, you want to remove that app. It's crazy, folks. I don't know how this guy sleeps at night. Taking everybody's freedom away. Just taking it. That's K-Stammer. He's keeping the gate on. And he's keep on pressing. And he still wants to ban. X. Now, this is the Secretary of Technology, Liz Kendall. Here's what she has to say about banning X. And listen to her, folks. These guys have made this thing look like a national security threat. I'm telling you, they've exaggerated the problem, perceived problem, and making people who watch at home think like it's a problem that needs to be tackled right now. Listen to this.
Okay, so how long will you give X to make sure that you can't make controversial or obscene images behind a paywall? How long is the government going to give X to stop that?
Well, I expect Ofcom to take its next steps in days, not weeks. The government is crystal clear. We want those images taken down. They are despicable, they are abhorrent, and we will ensure that the full force of the powers of the law that we have given Ofcom, we want to see those used.
Are there any steps that could be... Well, outline some of those steps. What can Ofcom do? Just explain to people what are the measures and powers available to Ofcom that would bring this to an end.
They can investigate the service, they can issue enforcement action, and if that enforcement action is not complied with, they can fine the platform £18 million or 10% of their worldwide revenue, whichever is greater. But there are also powers in the Online Safety Act which enable Ofcom to block those services being made available to people in the UK. And as I said, we would want to ensure Ofcom uses the full range of powers that it has, but we as a government are taking additional action because we are determined to ensure women and girls are as safe online as we want them to be safe in the real world. No ifs, no buts.
So you're saying that it's possible or it's likely that if X don't move on this, then the platform could be banned.
Well, I am sure Ofcom is determined to
Exactly what
ensure
you're saying,
the
should
law
be stayed.
is enforced. They will take all the necessary steps that they have been, with the powers given to them by Parliament, and I am sure that we will see those steps in days, not weeks.
But if nothing is done, what are the implications? You could see the platform banned.
If Ofcom decides that they've refused to comply with the law, they have the powers to block those services.
Yeah. Did you see how they've made this thing look like a national threat? And the way they use the way they communicate around it now, the way they talk about it, the face they make, the expression that they make while they're talking about it. Keir Starmer is like, absolutely disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And you're thinking, man, God, what is he talking about? Is it Putin again? Is he about to nuke us? Then you figure out, oh, it's about X. It's like, what the really? And the lady, she's making it. Like she's like, the way she's talking is, she's trying to put, she put so much emphasis. You can tell she's using capital letters in the way they're addressed in the public regarding this perceived problem of theirs. Now here's Keir Starmer in Parliament, and I think this is important for you guys to hear this. This is Keir Starmer in Parliament talking of course, about this perceived problem of his.
Grok and X are disgusting and they're shameful. And frankly, the decision to then turn this into a premium service is horrific. And we're absolutely determined to take action here. We've made it clear that X has to act, and if not, Ofcom has our full backing and will introduce and are introducing legislation. Mr. Speaker, to update the House, I have been informed this morning that X is acting to ensure full compliance with UK law. If so, that is welcome, but we're not going to back down. They must act. We will take the necessary measures. We will strengthen existing laws and prepare for legislation if it needs to go further. And Ofcom will continue its independent investigation. And it's astonishing that Reform defend Musk on this issue. It is complete. I said the images are disgusting. Their position is disgusting on this. This is weaponising images of women and children that should never be made, and that's why we're acting. Reform refused to do anything about it, but more than that, the point she raises, they would scrap the Online Safety Act that stops children accessing content like pornography, suicide, self-harm and eating disorders. They're an absolute disgrace and know nothing about protecting children.
Yeah, you heard it here, folks. They've made this a huge problem. Although X has banned Grok from doing such a thing, but still the Labour Party is still pushing to try investigate. So they are looking for a problem. Either they're just trying to make it harder for X to run their business here in the UK, or they just want to like suck the money out of X with maybe fine them with all the stuff. Maybe they want to teach Elon Musk a lesson, because of course Elon Musk is a big enemy of the Labour Party, and they know it. They seen that after the grooming gang, when the grooming gang thing, broke out in 2025. I think it was 2024 December, leading into 2025 January, where Elon Musk was very vocal of the cover-up, and they realized, oh man, this is an enemy. This app is an enemy. And so they're going to keep pushing. They're going to keep going. So I'm curious to see what will happen to X and how Elon Musk X will respond. But it looks like they have banned the Grok from doing such a thing. You can't really tell Grok to put somebody in a bikini anymore, which is good. Of course, when that first thing happened, when I seen people doing that, I was like, okay, bro, this is crazy. Don't do that, please. And I see people pointing people like random silly, like, I'm freaking, bro, what? This is crazy. But that has stopped. But the Labour Party, well, they wish it didn't. so they could keep on going. And guess what? They are still going, even though that thing has been stopped. It's crazy, folks. All right, that's the Labour Party there investigating into X. But I want to cover this other story. Oh, actually, no, not this. Let's do that last. How about we cover this story? This story of Danny Tomo, who has now been effectively banned from entering the French, from entering France or French territory. They said French territory, but they didn't really say. So they basically banned him from entering. But Danny has made this post today. He said it's time to make a move. Meeting Dover. Bring your passport and a bag. Location to be confirmed. He made this post as an act of defiance towards Macron and his little minions. And he's saying, hey, I'll not be stopped. I'm going to make a stand. And you're not going to just say, hey, don't come in. I'm going to go out there and stop the bus. So, yeah, so they've banned him from entering the country, but he's made this post to still go in. Man, folks, I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know if he's going to get arrested. I mean, he's been arrested. He's been held before, but I don't know what this will do. I don't know what they're going to do for him. But let's read an article here to just, from The Guardian. So, French Interior Minister has announced a ban on 10 British anti-migrant activists who travelled to the country. Officials said they took an action after reports that members of the Raised Colours movement had conducted anti-migrant activity in France on Tuesday. They've put a territory ban. So they didn't say you can't come into the country. They said territory ban. So I'm not sure maybe if they banned them from near the beaches, or they just effectively banned them from like, hey, don't come into France. So yeah, that's kind of vague. Super vague. Territorial ban. What's that? Banned on what territory? Is it Paris? Is it what? Calais? Northern France? What is it? So they have put territorial ban. They issued on 10 British national identity, identified as activists within the movement and have been carrying out action on the French soil. So they've banned them. They have not confirmed these people's name, but we know who they are. We know it's Danny Tomo and obviously Ryan, Raise the Color, the guys. So we know it's them, but they have not named, they've not confirmed any sort of individuals. They say 10 members. So yeah, this is what's going on. But of course, Danny Tomo has come out and he spoke in regarding to this ban. And this is what he's about to do. Of course, it's not going down. He said it's not going down. Next week, he's going to be going, it looks like it's going to be going back there. So, this is going to be so interesting to see. Because he's coming on a show, by the way. He's coming on a show on Saturday. So, make your plans. Saturday live, we're going to have Danny on the show. So, it's going to be a good opportunity for us to dig deeper. And, of course, he told us about his plan with Operation Overboard. He told me about his plan. I think in late December, he told me about his plan for 2026. So it's important now. Obviously, 2026 is important for us to talk more about it. So he's going to be coming on the show on Saturday. So make sure you free that space. We're going to be live. I'll confirm the time with him later on today. And I'll obviously let you guys know what time it will be on Saturday. And make sure you tune in. But of course, Danny, he's not going down lightly here. He's not quitting. Here's what he's saying.
It's some of the most disrespectful fucking things that's ever happened to me in my activism. So, I'm meeting with people on Sunday. We want to put a plan together. I want to meet people in Dover with passports and I want to go. Whoever wants to do that with me and make a stand, take a stand and do things right and do things the way they need to be done and do things the way that they would be proud of. They don't want to sit in conference rooms. They wouldn't want us to sit in conference rooms. They want us on those fucking beaches. They want us in Dover. They want us to send a clear message to the British government and the French authorities that we are the English lions. We are the British. We took over the world. We had the biggest empire ever seen, ever. While we sit on our asses, men are literally turning into our communities and putting our women and children at risk every single day. I hate doing this online. I hate talking. It's a load of bollocks. What needs to happen is, we know what needs to happen. It's done. And whatever slander comes from me, from
Yeah, so this band basically inflame a little bit of fire in Danny. He's more angry, he's more passionate, and he looks like he's not just gonna stop because Macron says, "Hey, here's a territorial ban on these 10 individuals." So he's gonna be here on the show on Saturday, so it's gonna be important for us to go back and forth. He's told the people that, hey, come meet in Dover, bring your passport. And so, if you're going on a protest in Dover, you don't bring your passport. So we know what's going to be happening. We kind of get a little, we have a little bit of glimpse what might happen. Maybe they might make the journey. I'm not sure. But a lot of people in these comments have said, hey, I'm going to be there. I was going through the comments. A lot of people saying, I'll be there. What time? Where? I'll be there. Hundreds of people. So hey, France, you know your 10 band, the band on 10 members, it's not effective. All right, it's not gonna scare anyone. Okay, because it looks like the people that you're playing with, they're not scared. They're coming. We pay you so much money, 1 in, 1 out deal. We pay you so much money to stop this from taking place. But it gets even worse. Day after day, boats are coming in, and we're thinking, hey, well, where's the French police? What are they doing? And then Danny goes over there, expose them, humiliate them in a way where he goes and just pop the boats. Nobody's able to come in. And then now they banned him from going to that country. It's like, so are they trying to fix it? Are they banning him so they can do a better job than him? And like fix themselves up and be like, all right, cool. He showed us the way. Now we're just going to do what he did. Let's ban him from coming in the country and let's do what he was doing to stop these boats. Is that what they're going to do? Or are they banning him because he was stopping what they let take place? I don't know, folks. It could be. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope they don't arrest him because now they've banned him. So, they might arrest him, or maybe the guys who might turn up there might make the journey. Then all of them might be arrested. I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope nothing crazy does happen to these guys because they are fundamental in the movement. It's important. It's important that they, It's important that they are active. Still, not in jail. But we're gonna see what they're gonna do. Hopefully, they don't go out there and do something crazy. But yeah, okay, cool. Let's move on to a new story. What story should we cover? Oh, there's like 4 stories here left. We've covered 4. We've covered 3. We've covered good 3 stories so far. Let's cover this story because there's a guy who's coming into the country this week. There's a guy who's coming into the country, and I want you to listen to who this guy really is. I'm telling you, this guy is coming to a mosque, Dinsbury Mosque in Manchester. The same mosque that the kid who launched the bomb in Ariana Grande in 2017 in the Manchester bombing the same kid went to that mosque. That kid went to this mosque that this guy is coming to the UK to preach in. Dinsbury Mosque has invited this guy to come preach to that mosque, to young men who will be there listening to him. And this is what this guy preaches. But somehow this guy was able to well, he got a visa. Yeah, his visa was approved to come to the country. And this is what this guy preached. And then I'm going to tell you what another individual who is not allowed to come to the UK because of their... We'll walk through it, folks. It's crazy, man. I don't know what's going on. But let's play this video.
You want to tell me there's no divine intervention when a mujahid takes a bomb and goes to a tank full with sensors and no one can see him? And he puts it right there. That's not victory? See, the victory that we want, the one I mentioned, this is one of the victories. But what we are seeing right now is the real victory.
So this guy thinks if you pick up a bomb and you go put it, mujahid, whatever, you're fighting a non-believer, you're fighting somebody who's non-Muslim, mujahid, all right? When a mujahid takes... Mujahid, a fighter who's fighting non-believer. It takes a bomb, it goes put it somewhere where there's obviously non-believers. That's victory for him. He's allowed to come to the UK to preach that to a mosque that has produced somebody who did exactly that, the Manchester bombing in 2017. So this guy is coming here to do that, to preach. Okay, but this lady, Eva, she's not allowed to come into the country. It's insane, folks. It just gets worse every single day. So this girl can come in. This Dutch political commentator, legal philosopher, activist, defender of national sovereignty and traditional value. She inspired conservatives worldwide through sharp insights and bold speeches around the world. She speaks on Tommy Robinson's stuff, and she's invited on a lot of events to go and speak about conservatism and all the good stuff, Christianity, and more to do with Dutch and more to preserve their culture, to defend their land. That's what she does. She's banned from entering the country. But Mohammed Bojar is invited to the UK next week. Actually, it's not next week now. It's this week. He's coming here this week. He's probably in the country already. He's due to speak this weekend. He's going to start in London. He's going to go to Manchester. Then he's going to go to Leicester. He's due to speak. This guy, of course, I just played you a video of his saying it's okay if you were to carry a bomb and you explode it next to the non-believer. I mean, apparently that is victory for him. That guy is allowed to come to the UK. But this young girl, I don't know how old she is. This girl is not allowed. She's banned. And it's so crazy because this is what happened. She received an email of the ban as soon as 2 days after she posted this. And by the way, it's not like she applied to come to the UK. She did not apply to come to the UK. It's not like she was looking for a visa. She just randomly received an email 2 days after she posted this. K-Stam wants to crack down on X under the pretense of women's safety, whilst he's the one allowing the ongoing rape and killing of British girls by migrant rape gangs. Evil, despicable man. And this thing got 6.3 million views. And I'm sure K-Stam probably seen this. So he probably got his people. Hey, write this thing. Yeah, she's not allowed to come in. 2 days after she wrote this. This is January 9th. 2 days after she wrote this, she posted this. Went viral. Guess what? She received an email. And this was the email, folks. This was the email that she received. reading this email, you're like so vague and so like, how is this legal, bro? So she received this email. Dear Eva, your UK ETA has been cancelled from 13th January 2026. This means you cannot travel to the UK without a visa. This is because your presence in the UK is not considered to be conducive to the public good. What do you mean conducive? What the heck? You're telling me that Mohammed Bojar, his behavior and his presence is conducive to the public good and she is not? And then this is the kicker. This is the worst one, the worst part of it. You cannot appeal this decision at the very end. They said, hey, we've made this decision and you cannot do nothing about it. You cannot appeal about this. It's done, it's done. All right, it's done. Wow, it's crazy, folks. It's insane. This is where we are today. So when somebody says, hey, Barack, maybe it's not as bad. Is it not as bad? Maybe it is bad. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. But looking at, listening to what I'm reporting to you, it is freaking bad. But this is her reporting what has just happened to her.
I have officially been banned from traveling to the United Kingdom. I'm not allowed to enter the country because the UK government under Keir Starmer deems my presence in the UK, and I quote, not conducive to the public good. I don't know what that means. Since when is being conducive to the public good a requirement to enter a country? I mean, especially the United Kingdom, where, if I'm not mistaken, thousands of illegal immigrants enter through the channel every day. Nobody's asking them to be conducive to the public good, but I cannot come. And now this email came out of the blue, in the sense that I didn't apply for an ETA now. I went back in September to join the Tommy Robinson rally where I spoke, and I was planning, I should say, to do that again in May. Guess not. And now the timing is quite suspicious, isn't it? Because 3 days ago, I posted this about Keir Starmer, calling out his hypocrisy that he wants to ban X because of women's safety, whilst at the same time he's the one who's allowing these migrant gang rapes to happen. Obviously, he's just doing that because he wants to ban free speech, and that is also the reason why I am now not anymore allowed to go to the UK. But it's pretty dystopian. I mean, it's a very severe limitation of my freedom, and as it says in the email, I cannot appeal. I'm not convicted of any crime. I'm not under suspicion of any crime. Keir Starmer just decided that someone like me is not welcome in the UK.
Yeah, crazy, folks. Insane, folks. They can come up with anything and be like, yeah, you're not welcome. Done. Anyone can get it. You say something, you hurt the little feelings of theirs. Yeah, you're not welcome. Done. Oh, you're not welcome. You can't come in. You can't do this. Oh, you're going to jail, mate. Speaking about putting somebody in jail, well, let's talk about Lucy Connolly. Apparently, the censorship machine has been watching her closely, has been monitoring every single word, her move, every single time she scrolls. I think they monitor. I think every time when she opens the app, they are watching. If she liked a tweet, they're watching. Oh, she liked this tweet. She's scrolling, they're watching. She swiped, they're watching. Oh, she swiped 3 times today. And whatever she does on her phone, they are watching. And it's scary, folks. It's freaking scary. Listen to this video. They're about to send this girl back to jail because of her activity on Twitter. And what did she post? She didn't post anything. What did she do? She didn't do anything. But oh no, actually, because she retweeted this post. What post was it about? Was about when Donald Trump pulled the greatest move ever in capturing Maduro, And she's reposted saying, hey, we should do this as well. So she didn't post the tweet. She just reposted what somebody else said. And the probation officer reached out and said, mate, you're going back to jail very soon if you don't stop this. Stop what? They didn't say. It's insane, folks. Listen to this. Wow.
Your probation officer is literally patrolling what you say post by post and trying to decipher if a joke or if something which could be humorous in some way means that you should be sent back to prison? Do they really have a right to do this? What's going on? Fill me in.
I don't know. I need to, as you know, I've got the lawyers onto it, but I am at the stage now and my original tweet aside, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about those words. I genuinely don't know what is okay by their standards to say and what is not. I've been pulled up for several things last week with a warning letter, which is like telling me that it's not of good behaviour, and none of which I'm in agreement with, you know.
So what is it that you've posted that they consider wrong?
I reshared a tweet of someone else's where they jokingly, you know, tongue in cheek said, could you come and get, if Trump could come and take Starmer like they did, you know, in Iran, in Venezuela. And apparently that somebody called probation and said they were very offended by this post and it's inciting violence.
What?
So I got a yeah, so apparently post...
Sorry, just to clarify, this is really important, Lucy, because it shows you the madness of the system. So sorry, this is a joke post made by someone else, not even authored by you, but retweeted by you, which makes the gag, which we saw all over social media. It was hilarious. And let's be honest, a lot of us actually feel this way. We think, please, Trump, come and take Starmer, come and arrest Starmer. Probation are investigating you because of that, because you retweeted a joke?
Yeah, and something else that I said on GB News that they do, you know, I was talking about the Al Fatah situation. But the point being, I'm generally at the point now where I feel like, can you just give me a list of things that I am allowed to say? Because every time I say something that you don't agree with or that you don't find funny, you're threatened to recall me to prison. And obviously I don't want that to happen. And I completely appreciate for all the lunatics out there that I'm on license. I must, you know, toe the line, adhere my license conditions. But again, they tell us time and time and time again that we have free speech in this country. And those that will argue with me goes, well, we do have free speech, but we don't have incitement and we don't have violence, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Fine, even if I accept that, what about, you know, I don't think you will find anything on my Twitter since I've made a return to Twitter, since I've been to prison, that you would deem offensive or incitement. It's just not.
Wow. It's crazy, folks. What the heck is happening? So just think about how she lives right now. Do you think when she scrolls on Twitter, do you think if she sees something funny, do you think she likes it? Or do you think she thinks like, ooh, are they gonna like this tweet that I'm gonna like right now? I mean, where we living in, bro, that is scary. That is scary, bro. I'm telling you. So what, you tweet something, there's no, what, are we gonna start asking them like, hey, could you give me a template that I should follow when I'm online? You know, what I should retweet, what I should like, what I shouldn't like. What is this gonna be? This is Georgewell, real, coming into effect. This is super authoritarian, super censorship machine, like heavy on speech. They don't want you to say this. They don't want you to like this. They don't want you to retweet this. Oh no, they don't want you to be flying this flag, or they don't want you to do this and do this and do that. It's what's happening? What can we do? I mean, do we just sit here and wait for them to like, oh, you can like this, and we're like, well, like, and then you're like, wait, you can't like that one? Yeah, that's from Trump. Oh, you can't like that one? Oh yeah, that's from Tommy Robinson. You can't like that tweet. Oh, you can like this. This is Keir Starmer saying how happy he is. I mean, what? Is that what we're going to be doing? It's insane. So this girl could potentially go back to jail because she retweeted something. I mean, I know people are getting arrested right now as we speak for tweets. Yeah, I know. But not for retweeting. I mean, that's some crazy stuff. I know, yeah, some of you guys might say, hey, Barack, she's on license, meaning she was released early from jail on license. So if she does sort of stuff that the probational, if she breached her probational license, she might go back to jail. I mean, it looks like she doesn't even know what a probational license is. And if it is, if she does, it's probably, it's not like, don't repost something. It's probably not that. I don't think so. Because that'll be a crazy probational license rules. It's insane, folks. All right. Speaking about getting people getting arrested, speaking about putting people to jail, there's a leaked audio that just come out. A leaked phone call, I have to say. Maybe a leaked email. No, a leaked audio that just come out from the Labour Party. A Labour councillor is telling the police that if you raise the flag online or offline, you could potentially be arrested. Well, not potentially be arrested. She was telling the police, she's saying that, can we not just track them? Can we not just chase them, trace them? Can we not just find who they are and put them in jail? And you're probably thinking, hey, what do you mean put them in jail? What did they do? What? They're flying the English flag, the Union Jack. So me having the Union Jack behind me, they're probably looking where I live right now. They're like, yeah, find him. Are they gonna go to the extent to remove the Union Jack from emojis? The flag, are they gonna get to that extent where they can remove it? Because that's insane. And by the way, this is leaked. So it's not meant, you're not meant to know this. You're not meant to hear this. This is what they think. This is what they're planning to do. And this is a councillor, Susan. Oh, it's just getting worse, folks. Man.
The police, can they not trace people who are using social media, or if flags are repeatedly reinstalled after we remove them, can they not lie in wait and nab the bastards who are reinstalling them so quickly? Because that's the sort of thing I would like to see from the police. Now, the ones outside County Hall, can we use our CCTV to identify who's doing that? Because that's absolutely appalling. And I think that might be enough questions to start with. So
shut your fucking mouth! Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
All right, obviously not the last part. But that's a councillor. She's on a call. Of course, she was recorded. She's saying, can we not just find those people who are putting up flags next to the town hall and arrest them? Think of this. The place that they go to work to represent the British people, you can't, if you go and put a Union Jack there, she would want you to be arrested for it. I mean, what other flag do you want us to put there? Russian flag? Ukrainian flag? What other flag do you want us to put there? We can't put a Union Jack. We can't put St. John. We can't do none of that. Oh God, this is crazy. Just when you think, all right, they're gonna slow down now. The public is winning a little bit. No, they pull some next crazy stuff like this. And by the way, this was recorded. This is a leaked audio. So nobody's meant to know this. You and I are not meant to be aware of this. But of course, this obviously now it got to my hands, and obviously if it's on my hand, I'm gonna make sure I report it to you guys. So yeah, a Labour councillor in Oxford has sparked outrage after she urged police to lay in and wait and nab the bastard responsible for attaching Union Jack to lamppost. Man, this is insane. Wow. I mean, you've heard the leaked audio now. That's everything that she said. That's everything that has been exposed. And obviously she wants people to be arrested for it. That is scary. And I obviously, of course, I don't want to put a face on the screen. But But this is another councillor, right? I mean, there's a lot of councillors out there who hate what this country really represents. They hate it. It's like they want to change it so bad. But this is another councillor who's super anti-white. Like super, like she hates it. I don't think she even looks in the mirror. It looks, it seems that way. She hates the white race, I think. Just listen to what she says. This is a different councillor, by the way, so it's not the same. The other one was Susan. This one is Liz Bennett. So Liz Bennett, this is what she gonna say. Listen to this, folks. Oh man, it's like, what is going on?
Being totally blunt, there comes a point when pleasant discussion doesn't cut it. There comes a point when you have to say it is not right when the vast majority of representation in an area is white middle-aged men. And so there has to be a decision. At what point has something got to be done about it?
All right. So she's talking about position of power. So let's say in councils, in town hall, let's say in the parliament, let's say in all these, in all these jobs. She's like, hey, most of them, majority of people there are white men. They have to be there gotta be a point where we have to do something about this. Okay, what do you want to do? Fire them? What do you want to do? Kick them out? What, you don't want white men there in position that they got themselves in? You're going to try to forcefully inject another colored person in that position who maybe might be qualified, but not to the extent of that other person who was there being a white man. I mean, what is going on? So now they want to arrest you for putting a Union Jack up. And this girl also doesn't, well, obviously this other councillor, Liz Burnett, she doesn't want you to, white man, she doesn't want a place to be overly represented by white men because she wants something to be done about it. I want to know what she really does want to be done about it. What can we really do, Liz? Fire them and recruit random other men, colored men, women, and all, and children a little bit? Want to mix it up? Diversity, yeah? Mix it up? It's crazy, folks. Something needs to be done about this attitude that's slowly being forced upon us, where now we are basically being taught to basically to hate the flag, to not be as patriotic about the land as we are. That's becoming a crime. And now, of course, when you tweet, you might be arrested for it, especially if you're tweeting regarding the illegal migration or regarding migration as a whole. And now, in regard to white men being in power or, representing an area, she wants something to be done about it. I don't know what we can do, folks. Something needs to be done about this new attitude, this new way of thinking. Something needs to be done about this. All right. Next story. Oh, we can get, actually, let's get this. Thank God this story is the last story we can cover here. This story, I've been waiting for this story. This story is funny. And this is Nigel Farage. I was going to leave this out, to be fair. I'm going to leave this out. But I think it's important that I bring it up. So this is Nigel Farage, right? You know about this guy. He's everywhere. He's making a lot of noise. He's essentially everywhere now. And it looks like he's been promised. It looks like... Oh, wait, hold on. Nigel's live right now and he's making an announcement. Wait, hold on, guys. There's a live stream right now. Whoa, Yo, I think Robert Jenrick is about to join Reform. This is a big development, folks. I was making a joke about this, and guess what? They are live right now, and they are getting body together, and this is about to become a news. This happens so
who do that these days, and that's what convinced me that this guy was in the same camp that I'm in.
And look, nobody leaves a party which they're the bookies' favourite to be leader out of ambition. You do this out of conviction. I've done this today because I'm convinced it's the right thing to do for my constituents and for the country. And that's it.
Thank you. Max Kendick from The Times.
Wow!
I'm not interested in that. That doesn't matter.
Max from The Times.
Thank you, Nigel. This defection, the Tories say, wasn't meant to happen for a while, and there was some grand plan up your sleeve to have some kind of disruptive event for it to happen instead. What was that? And Robert, you failed to become leader of your party, and now none of your closest Tory allies have said they're following suit with your defection. Has this been a bit of a botched operation, or are you going to trigger a whole chunk of more defections?
If I'd planned a disruptive event, I cannot imagine I could have stage managed it better than Kemi Badenoch has managed to do for us today. This is a supremely disruptive event. I've talked over the years, in different incarnations, to many people about joining, whether it was UKIP or the Brexit Party or Reform, elected politicians. I had some defections back in the UKIP days. Do you know what? I had a lot that I thought were over the line and at the last minute didn't happen. So, yes, we were in advanced talks. Yes, I was keen to get Robert on our team. And yes, we thought and wargamed what we might do.
This guy's a joker, bro. I'm telling you, these guys are jokers.
Bring us together. Isn't that wonderful?
Very good.
This is a problem, folks. You have to know this is a problem. It's a huge problem. What? The fact that almost all the Tories, MPs, and the councillors are just joining Reform, that's a problem, folks. These guys are just protecting themselves. Robert Jenrick doesn't care. Do you think he really cares? He wants to just protect his career. He wants to protect his career. That's it. He's seen the boat. He's seen the boat that he's in. He's like, oh man, this boat is not moving fast. Then he looked over there. He's like, he see Nigel Farage's boat is building momentum. And guess what? He jumped. And that's what they do. Now he knows if Nigel Farage becomes a prime minister, he's gonna get into a big position, maybe a foreign secretary, maybe whatever. It's gonna be, there's gonna be a little bit of power for him, and that's gonna advance his career even further. You think they're doing this because they like the country? No. This guy, everyone who has jumped to Reform UK from the Tory, from the Labour, they are just trying to save themselves. That's it. They are just jumping in to save themselves. They're not jumping in because they care. Bro, this guy has been a politician for very long. Has he done anything? The reason why we have illegal migrants here is because of this guy. This guy was in charge of migration when the Tory was in. And he did nothing. He was in charge of making sure Afghanis got into the country illegally through the secretive operation. And he went out there to take picture with them to show how happy he was about it. And today, he wants to start changing the talks, and more people are supporting him, thinking like, yeah. Robert Jenrick is the guy. Really? Is he actually the guy? I don't know, folks. These guys will say the stuff that you need to hear. Super good salesman. Super good, snake oil salesman. They'll say everything that you need to hear. They'll say this. They'll say that. And then you vote for them. They get in. They do nothing. Now, this is not where I was going to go to. Because I was going to talk about maybe he might join. But look, he has joined. He has joined, all right? This is crazy, folks. Wow. I was not expecting this. This is the reason why I have I'm not a big championing of Reform UK, because if you're a big champion of Reform UK, you might as well just say the same thing on the Tories, because the same people are the ones leading the Reform UK. Look, Nigel Farage is an ex-Tory, man. He was inspired to join the Tories ever since. He wanted to join, he wanted to lead. Robert Jenrick, now a big deflection, is a Tory. Nadeem, whatever his name is, the last big guy that they did, is a Tory. And if you go through Reform, all the deflection, most of them have been Tories. So do we have a new party now, or do we have two Tories together, just like a twin brother, same identity, very identical in looking, Maybe one guy has a long hair, another one has short hair. Maybe that's how you can identify it. You can recognize who's who. But everything else is the same. You know those mixed race boys, mixed race girls, they look exactly the same, and you're thinking who's who. That's literally the Tories and Reform. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And I'm distancing myself. I was always a critic. I'm always a critic on all politicians. I think it's our right to criticize politicians. It's our right. I never idealize a politician. Never in my life. I'll never sit here and championing for a politician. No, I'm always ready to criticize them because they work for me. I'm the boss. I'm the reason why they get in power. So I should make sure I should remind them that. Not wear their t-shirt and be like, hey, no, I want to criticize. So, now look at the deflection here. I mean, it's crazy, folks. Look at the deflection, folks. It's scary. It's freaking scary. For those people who like Nigel Farage, but this deflection is just... I know, okay, some of you guys might say, Barack, this is a good move. Now they're going to get in power. Look, you got Robert Jenrick. That's an ex-Tory, man. That's an ex-Tory, man. Okay. This guy is a Tory. This guy is a Tory. Now, of course, he's been now he's leading the Scottish power. Scotland. Reform Scotland. But he's from Tories. He was in charge in the Conservative in 2022 in Scotland. Now, of course, he's deflected to Tory, to Reform. But this guy's a Tory. Everybody else, every single person, look, Tory. Now, actually, let's go through it. This Tory. Everyone here, every single one of these people here, you see, or maybe independent, but everyone is coming, everyone is joining, and look at that. And this person here.
So I'll tell you this, London.
She's a Tory as well. This guy, I mean, is a Tory as well. This guy.
Welcome to
this David Boo guy. He's a Tory. He had an affiliation to the Tory party, to the Conservative party. He's a Tory. Almost all of them, everyone is a Tory. And all these faces, have you realized most of these faces are like failed politicians who wants to save their ass? They've been in power for very long. They've been in those chambers for very long, and they've done nothing for the British people. And today they see that people are shifting away, and they join in whatever party that's gonna keep them in power. That's what they do. They're not bringing in new faces. Yeah, maybe they're bringing 18-year-olds. All right, okay, cool. Maybe 2-3 people. All right, but they're bringing the same old system into this new perceived, marketed as a new party. But it's the same people. It's the same old mindset that's going to just be imported into it. The Tories are the reason why we're in this trouble. And guess what? They're the ones that's running the Reform UK. Do you expect any different? I don't. So I thought Reform UK would be completely different. I thought, Reform UK would be completely like new. We're going to see new faces. They're going to try to get new young people involved. They're going to try to get a lot of people involved. You know, they're going to try to bring new faces where we can be like, wow, one young guy, you know, they're going to inspire the nation. They're going to get a lot of people engaging in politics. I thought that's what Reform UK would do. But actually, they're just recruiting their old friends. I would not be surprised if Boris Johnson joins. I would not be surprised if Boris Johnson joins. What if Rishi Sunak is about to be announced tomorrow? What if? I can go even further. What if Kemi Badenoch is about to be announced? That's how joke this party is now. They're just recruiting. You know? I wouldn't be surprised if Angela Rayner joins. Because they're also recruiting Tory, you know, Labour candidates, you know, Labour people as well. I would not be surprised if all those guys join. You know, David Lammy, he might join. That's what it is. It's a joke now. These guys are literally a joke. Nothing new. Nothing more. It's crazy, folks. Wow. Wow, I'm actually so shocked. This is crazy. Politicians will always do what's right for themselves. That's it. They'll always do what's right for themselves. They'll jump and jump and jump. Just like in America, Trump was a Democrat. Elon Musk was a Democrat. Peter Thiel was a Democrat. All those guys are Democrats. But as soon as they're seeing that, we can't compete with the Democrats and we won't win, so we might as well join the Republican. And that's when Trump joined and he ran as an independent, because he knew if he was to run with the Democrats with Hillary Clinton, they probably would not nominate him, because of course the GOP would, you know, they're gonna nominate the person who has been there for long, which is you know Hillary Clinton. So he ran as a Republican, and he beaten most of those guys, which obviously did well. But he's a Democrat. Elon Musk was a Democrat. Elon Musk did not support Trump the first election, but of course the second election he was like, okay, cool. I want to put my money here. I want to put my money here. Now the next few years, if the Republicans seem like they're not gonna win, what do you think the billionaires will do? They're gonna support the people who will win, so they might go back to being Democrats. They might go. So this is what they do. This is what they do. And us people here, small guys like us, we're just sitting here, always championing, always being loyal. These guys are not loyal to us. They're not loyal to the movement that they so-called create. They're not loyal to the people. They do what's needed for them to stay in power, and everything else, they don't care about it. They do what is needed for them to stay in power. Nothing else. It's crazy, folks. This is the craziest time we're living in. And I don't want to hear anyone telling me to like, hey, vote this, vote for who, vote for this. No. I'm not championing for any politician. They work for us, remember, they work for us. We are the one that put them in their position where they are. We're the ones that donate to the parties and keep it going. So if we say no, we should mean it. No, we don't want this. So yeah, it's insane. This is crazy. I'm so surprised. I'm shocked, folks. I'm shocked. But yeah, so yeah, you know, he has deflected to the Tory. Okay, cool. See, this is the problem that I have with Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage will basically do anything that he wants to get some sort of. He will do anything to get a little bit of relevance. He will do anything. Now look at this. This is Nigel Farage this weekend. He was campaigning. He was campaigning for Somaliland. Who the fuck? What is Somaliland? What is that? Nigel Farage was campaigning for Somaliland. Why? Is this the new group that is targeting now to get some votes? This is what politicians do. They will pick a side and be like, all right, I need those guys to vote for me. You see how the Labour Party does? They got the Muslim voting. They got the Muslim bloc. and they've been sucking the milk out of that to keep themselves in power. Now, of course, that has fractured now. And of course, Nigel Farage has seen the game and he wants to play it. You know, why hate the game? You might as well just play it, right? And here it is, championing for the Somaliland. And you know what that flag says? Do you know what that flag says? Did he read the flag? This is the flag he's holding, he's talking, he's singing, and he also dances. What, soon he's gonna be learning the language, just like just like Minnesota governor Tim Walz. He's gonna be learning the Somaliland language, so he can communicate with his constituent. It's insane. This is what politicians would do. They would do anything to stay in power. Now let's watch this video.
Decades supported your cause, supported your right to statehood, and I tell you what, the fact you're here today, like you are, making noise, behaving well, you're gaining a lot of public trust in this country. I might have been the first to speak up for you, but believe me, there's many more in Parliament now listening. I'm with you all the way. Keep campaigning, keep fighting.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Now let's go back so we can read what that flag says. Do you see that flag there? That says La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That's what that flag says. That says there's no God except Allah. And Allah is the message of God, the messenger of God. That's what that flag says. And this is the flag that's behind Nigel Farage. Do you see the Britain flag here? Maybe that guy has one. Okay, cool. This is what he's doing. So you know when you see him flip-flopping, coming out with new ideas, you know, telling us, oh, there's no mass deportation, we can't do that. And he comes out saying, oh, I cannot go, you know, I cannot be dragged into this route, I cannot be dragged into this route. No, you know why he won't be dragged into that route? You want to know why he won't talk about, you know, illegals and deporting, and he's always walking on eggshells? Because he's trying to keep this road open for him. And that happens to be the Somaliland. And he wants us to recognize it. Why? What will we get from it? Okay, some of you guys might argue that, oh, Barack, don't be silly. Somaliland is a very strategic, you know, land where we can have our bases there. Man, we already have bases in Djibouti. What else do you want? Oh, maybe we can have bases in Somaliland and we can attack this, you know, we can attack Somalia. We can attack the Yemens, the Houthis in that shipping port that they trying to sabotage all the time. We can protect our interest there. Okay, some of you guys might make that argument. But what will Somaliland do? It's a population of 6 million people. I mean, the economy is, bro, no matter how hard they work, unless they do something, unless we give them support that US gives Israel, because of course Israel, obviously the population is very small and they're able to sustain themselves very good. Are we going to start giving them support like that? Well, we need support ourselves. So there's no point. Even the African Union has not even recognized Somaliland. That's how they see it as a useless country. Well, obviously not in that sense. But they see it as like, hey, this won't work. There's only 6 million people. And the reason why they got the independence, they declared independence themselves, is because they first started off as a terrorist state. Rebels went in and the rebels started fighting the actual Somali. The rebels in the 80s it started. Rebels are fighting back and forth. And then those rebels capture Somaliland. And then they start, you know, then they change themselves, just like how we change, you know, the terrorists in Syria. We change him. Now he wears suits and now somehow he's a president. But it's the same thing. But they changed themselves. They were terrorists, rebels who fought to their mainland and they divided the country. And then they basically ruled over that territory and they made their own flag. They changed the flag multiple times and they want to rule it as an Islamic country. And that's what the flag says. There's no God but Allah, and Allah is the messenger. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. That's what it says on the flag. And this guy, what's his name again? Nigel Farage is behind that flag, championing that we should be friends with him. Man, they started off as rebels. Now you want to clean them up? What? You want to put another terrorist in power just like we did in Syria? It's insane, folks. It's crazy. It's crazy, folks. These politicians, I don't even want to do anything with it. I don't want to talk about it. They do anything to stay in power. They will do anything to stay in freaking power. And that is dangerous, folks. That is dangerous. All right.
You are listening to The Baraka Show.
Okay. We just arrived to the end of the show. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys so much. Small and consistent. We are consistent, all right? That's one promise I made to you guys. I made to myself. We're going to be consistent. I got a lot of things I'm going to announce. I was going to announce this today, but I was going to cancel the show so I can announce it. But now, then I thought, all right, no, we need to be consistent this year. Consistent. Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 show. 4 to 6. You're going to get a live show. It doesn't matter if 5 people turn up. It doesn't matter if 100 people turn up. It doesn't matter if 600,000 people turn up. It doesn't matter. We're going to be here. It doesn't matter if just one person turns up. We're going to be here. We're going to be consistent. 4 till 6, Monday to Friday. And Saturday, you're going to get something different. You're going to get me outside or you're going to get a podcast. And we've been consistent ever since. So we're going to keep that going. Thank you so much for turning up. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. It's been lovely talking. It's been lovely talking to you and reporting you the news. And seeing what these guys have been doing. What's his name? Nigel Farage is just so insane. All right, folks. So if you got anything that you want to say before we end the show, and we can end it not right now. But folks, thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for being consistent yourself too. You know, because I've seen pretty much the same face, the same profiles that I seen yesterday. So thank you so much for, of course, you know, turning up and supporting the broadcast, because it means a lot. It means a lot. Every like, every comment, and every contribution that you make to the chat, every engagement is good. It's good. It keeps us going. It keeps us active. So I want to say thank you for doing that. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. But I won't hold you guys for too long. Or maybe I shouldn't. Should I stay till it hits 6 o'clock? I mean, it's 5:54. I guess we're gonna finish 6 minutes early today. But thank you so much. Without further ado, hand to the head salute. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.
They tried to erase the signal. They pulled the plug, demonetized, censored, shadow banned. That's what they did to us. But the truth, my friend, will always find the frequency. I call this Operation Airwave Liberation, because I'm not just back, I'm broadcasting from ruined. But this time, the airwaves is mine. And this time, it's uncensored. I watched them strip everything that we built. No warning, no explanation, silence, just taking everything away. 300 plus videos deleted, all gone. And if you think this is about community guidelines, you've not been paying attention. This is a war. This is a digital gulag dressed in a terms of service type of way. They want us gone because we're saying things that they don't like. Maybe we're asking questions because we're curious. They don't like the questions we're asking. Or maybe we refuse to play nice in this echo chamber that we're in. They first hit me with the algorithm. The video's not getting enough views. Then they hit me with the monetization. Well, no money for you. But guess what? They forgot to hit my will. They thought that'll be enough. It's gonna cave and it's gonna run away. But guess what I did? I rebuilt, I rewired, I learned the game behind the curtains and see how they operate. I'm not just back. We're launching Operation Airwave Liberation. No filters, no masters, just signals. The signal they tried to block, but this time is very strong. The wind can't even penetrate through this. This, my friend, isn't just about me. It's about all of us. Every single voice that's been cancelled, clipped and used in a wrong way by the media. From now on moving forward, I'm not just creating content anymore. I'm sorry. I'm building a resistance. On camera, off grid, and above the algorithm. And if you are watching this, you are the resistance. This channel isn't just a platform. This is a broadcast tower for the truth. I'm glad I'm back.